Yo, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, I'm just going to be walking through some mental things I have on my mind with scaling this agency. Um, really want to get some clarity on my offer, just go over my niche, what I've been thinking about, pricing, etc., so I can start to actually build some of the products before I start outreaching. Just a lot of different things as a beginner. Not really a beginner, but pretty much a beginner, noob, whatever you want to call it. It's always hard to make these early decisions because you feel like you're locking yourself in place, or at least I feel like I'm locking myself in place. But I feel, I was listening to the Game podcast by Alex Hormozy, and he mentioned just about some basic decision making frameworks that is better to just decide. And most likely, 98% of the things that you've decided today can be changed. It's better not to be in analysis paralysis so we can move forward. So what I'm going to be doing is basically just making out a minimum viable offer, minimum viable to start my minimum viable business from the startup world is the lean startup or what I don't remember what that book is called. I think it's called The Lean Startup. Just that whole concept of starting small and building from there. So yeah, I was gonna do this without the camera, but I figured this might be some good content to kind of see where I'm at, what I'm thinking as a beginner, and just to document it. So I'm just gonna be talking out loud. Basically, for the services that I'm wanting to provide is basically a personalized lead follow-up system for the niche I've been playing around with a lot. I've been wasting a lot of time trying to decide my niche. I think I'm just going to pick one that I know other people are selling to, and that's going to be med spas. I didn't even know this was a thing before I started this, but it's just like a medical spa where you can get Botox injections and other things. Um, they spend money on Facebook ads typically to get the lead flow. So what I'm going to be trying to pitch is about a $1,000 or $999 one-time setup for this system, and I think I'm going to go with a $149 retainer as the offer with a 14-day money back guarantee. So my thinking with this is that the 1,000 is going to be for the initial setup. I was thinking about doing 500 just because I don't have that much experience, but I know I'm going to be able to build this, or I'll be building it to where it will work. And I don't want to price it too low just for the perceived value. 1,000 is still pretty. It's a good perceived value amount, but I know other people are selling this for more, so I think this is a good place to start. The 149 retainer, I'm really thinking this would just be for ongoing maintenance. I think that I will go ahead and cover all the API costs, so they don't have to get in the weeds with the technology, OpenAI's connections with N8N, and the retainer option, or there would be like a minor upsell for a one-time purchase with no retainer. I think most people would want the retainer because it's fairly small, and I think they will be seeing some ROI from the service. So yeah, this is going to be the offer, the pricing, and so the offer would just be personalized lead follow up from the leads that they're generating. I would only be working with med spas that are generating leads, primarily through, I believe, Facebook ads is the main way that this niche sources leads. So now I have the offer, the niche, and I've been thinking about this a lot, but it's just been a lot of thought is getting written down here now. It's just a prototype. It's not a prototype. This is what I'm going forward with. I've decided this right now as of today. I'm going forward with this just as a test offer. This is what I'm going to start reaching out with and pitching on the sales calls when I start to do the outreach. The vehicle for lead generation is going to be cold email through another thing that I'm building for myself, which is personalized email, cold email generation. And yeah, I think this is going to do really well. It's going to also be kind of a proof of concept once I do get on these sales calls. I don't know how meta I will be. I've never done any of this, but a proof of concept. If I'm building these things for myself, and I will have a demo, sending out some looms as well. And these, which loom is just a video software that you can record your screen, and it's really easy to send back and forth. So yeah, we got the offer down. So next steps is going to be to actually build out the product, which is a lead follow-up system. So I'm just going to riff through the ideas for the build on N8N. I think it's going to be, depending on the client's CRM or how they're sourcing leads, I'm just going to say for now, it's going to be a Facebook ad. So they're going to be going through Facebook, and they're going to be directed to their form, which may be through GoHighLevel, which is a popular CRM, which I have access to. I would provide them a sub account, and I would start basically acting as a growth partner, provided they do take the retainer method. Still, this is all of assumptions. I haven't done any of this, so this is just where I'm kind of thinking I'm going towards. I can only guess and actually do. Just a disclaimer: I'm not speaking in a place of authority, but only as a place of experimentation, and kind of just showing you the back end and the grind of building up. Just want to be completely transparent in that and not give the wrong idea. These are just my initial thoughts. So Facebook, they're scrolling, they own a med spa, or this is how the med spa is getting their leads. Someone scrolling, a woman scrolling, or male is scrolling, and they see an ad. They click on the ad. They get sent to a form with like a mini landing page, just basic information, probably an offer there. So they fill out all of their information, which would be first plus last name or just first name, and they would give an email, maybe a phone number, and a service type. So Botox, injections, whatever they offer. I don't really know what they offer. I don't think it's that important though. Obviously, to have general idea is important, but you know what I mean. So we would get all of this information, right? And on that form submission, once they click submit or yes, whatever you want to call it, then I can set up an 8.8n. So on trigger, N8N is built off of all of the flows start with triggers. So the first node I'm guessing would be either a built-in, I guess it would be just a webhook. And a webhook, if you're not familiar with N8N or just coding like web basics, a webhook is just basically a listener that receives information based off of an action. So I would take the form metadata, plug that into the webhook when it's received, and we'd pull all of this data. So now in our flow, once the webhook is called, we would go something like webhook, and then some kind of data or edit form is what it's called in N8N. I'm not sure if this is actually how the build is going to go. This is just me walking through it. And so we would plug in all of this information, and then we would go next to an LLM. I use OpenAI, ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me see if I can zoom that in a little bit. Yeah, so it would be so webhook. So they submit the form, and then we plug in all the information just as a database. So once we have that information, we plug that into GPT and a lot of this is actual code, but these no-code platforms are just amazing that let you do these things, because the only restraint is on at least building out these messages is your prompting ability. And the good thing about that is there's a lot of free prompts that you can just take off of the internet. So with this, some kind of personalized, so on this form, see, and that's why I'm really fuzzy right now, is because are they booking an appointment right here? I guess they would also be, I don't know if they're booking an appointment. Yeah, I guess they would be booking an appointment. So it would be something like add first name, and then we would do some kind of like instant follow-up through an email, and then we'd get the personalized email information, and we could also do an SMS, is what I'm thinking, because they're most likely giving their number, and then we would do like an appointment confirmation. Yeah, we do an appointment confirmation through email or SMS. I'm not sure on that, but some kind of confirmation with like, hey, Abigail, saw you booked an appointment. I just wanted to confirm that here, and so excited to see you for your Botox injections. This is just something, because you have the service based off of the form, so you can really personalize these messages, which is really valuable because they're like, oh, the lead thinks they're getting this receptionist outreach to them, like they're getting all this personalized service. And for these med spas that have very high AOV or high ticket services like Botox injections, spa, um, red light therapy, whatever you want to call it, is super expensive. Each lead is very valuable to them. They're paying a lot of money to source these leads. So even adding like $1,000, just a one-time investment, as these automations, it can really boost their conversion rates on their ad spend. And that's really what I'm going to be pitching these businesses. Is it's super simple automations. On the front end, that's what it seems, but on the back end, it's not that easy to set up for business owners. They're very busy doing running their own business. So I think this is where we can get this price of $1,000, and it will pay for itself based off of the increased conversion rates. At least that's what the pitch is. We are going to do the 14-day money back guarantee, so we can reduce the risk there. But yeah, so they'll get the personalized email and SMS from the element. Oh, so no, it will draft the email and SMS here. Then what we will do, so we'll get that information, and then let's see. And then we can connect it to a calendar, or yeah, a calendar. At the same time, we can also connect it to Gmail, either as a draft. So we could do a draft for testing, but eventually this would just automatically send out, and then we would do a SMS, or based off of the med spa or the business owner's preferences. Yeah, so that's super simple. Going forward, once we have this built out, so I'm gonna work on building this out next. But essentially, what we have here, or what I've just completed, is picking the niche, the pricing, getting the offer, essentially the offer, which is the price, what they get, and the risk reversal. There's one more on the offers framework from Alex Hermosi, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that more just to build the perfect offer. But this is a good offer for now. We have clarity on what we're going to be building moving forward. And I think the next step is just going to be building out this. So I'm just going to, after this video, I'm just going to build out this workflow, make sure it works, get it tested off of a GoHighLevel form, and yeah, just see if we can build this automation. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Next, I believe after this is built, next I'm going to be going into how we're setting up my own system for reaching out to these med spa owners, my own personalized email campaigns with Instantly and Apollo. Not directly from Apollo, I'll be using something called Appify, which is basically an API that is able to get the leads from Apollo, not directly through Apollo because it's cheaper. We're going to source those leads there, build our own custom automations to build icebreakers and organize all that data, and then send out the campaigns instantly. I still need to get some more domains for the sending emails from our domains, but I do have Google Workspace, so we're going to start sending those cold emails. Yeah, really going through. The main thing is like getting their LinkedIn information from the lead sourcing, pulling that information, scraping their website API, and or not API, yeah, I guess API, but scraping their website for all the metadata, and building out this super personalized email. I already have that on N8, and actually, it would just take a few tweaks. But yeah, super exciting stuff. I think that's all. I'm gonna start working on this since we have something built out, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.